Hey everybody, Adam here. Happy Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving morning and I am getting ready to make my stuffing, which is 100% carnivore. So we're gonna get some ground turkey, we're gonna put some pork rinds, we're gonna put some eggs, we're gonna put some baking powder and some broth, all of that together. We're gonna put it in the oven and then we'll keep going from there. I promise I'll take you along the whole way. So thank you so much for riding along on this. I hope you try it. I've never tried it, so maybe don't try it yet. Let me tell you how it is first. So let's get started. Over here we got a pan warming up with some bulletproof MCT oil in there, and we're gonna toss some ground turkey in there once this pan is coated and warmed up. And in with the ground turkey. You don't need to eat that part. And we're gonna start browning this up now. While that's browning, I'm gonna put a little bit of onion powder in there. A little bit of garlic powder on there. We don't really use measuring, well, I don't in this house. Some pink Himalayan salt, some white ground pepper, snap, and some all seasoning. I don't have sage that I'm putting in because I'm putting sage in the stuffing later with sausage. The turkey is browning nicely and it's honestly already starting to smell a little bit like Thanksgiving, which is convenient because it is Thanksgiving. Now this turkey is browned, so we're gonna drain it and set it aside. Into the food processor is going to go, this is about an 8-ounce bag. We're gonna put most of the bag in there, about 6 ounces. I don't know if you've ever had pork rinds. But they're pretty good. Yeah, that's really nice. So in we go. Put the pork rinds, see if I can do this with one hand and not make a mess. We have a really old food processor, so if anybody wants to buy us a new one, I won't say no. I'm probably gonna stop there because we're not gonna be able to fit it all in at once. But after we get that down, we're gonna fire away. Got a lot smaller, huh? Let's reload it and do it again. After that, we've added our ground turkey in there. I almost said ground beef. Put 2 teaspoons of baking powder in there. And I'm going to add 6 eggs now. I can't do that with one hand. So there's everything. We got 6 ounces of the pork rinds, 6 eggs, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and the ground turkey. We're gonna fire it away again. Gonna let that grind into a nice little batter, and then we're gonna add some more stuff in a minute here. All right. Now that looks pretty wet, honestly. The video that I've seen, the results from that first part actually was kind of dry, and so they added about 1/4 cup of the chicken stock. I'm going to just put a splash of it in there because I don't really want it much more wet than that to go in the oven. So I have the oven set at 350. And here in this pan, I got about 3 tablespoons of butter. Once the oven hits temp, we're gonna put this in there. Well, I'll do it right now, actually. Because we want that butter to melt. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of this organic chicken stock in. All right, well, as you can see, the butter is liquefied and bubbling. And now we're gonna take this and spoon it into there. Again, I can't do that too easily while on camera. But I'm gonna work on that and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, now that we have it all spooned in, we're gonna go in the oven, 350 degrees, and it's 50 to 60 minutes, so I'm gonna do 55. All right, now, because it's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna do a little bit of a ketovore spin to this. I'm gonna add some onions and some mushrooms. Now, I don't normally eat that, and honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not gonna hurt you. But if you're looking for a true carnivore recipe, just leave this part out. So I got right now here, I'm browning or melting some butter. I have some frozen mushrooms and onions. We're just gonna go ahead and toss those right in. Okay. And we'll just start to saute these down a little bit. Oops. And we're just gonna brown these down and get ready to add in our next step. So I'm just continuing to kind of break these down. Let's see if I can get a better focus on that. Because I want these pieces to be smaller. Sorry guys, the steam is getting it. But I'm just trying to break these bigger pieces of mushrooms into smaller ones. So that it's just more bite size. I figured out this was the tool I wanted. This is Pampered Chef, not sponsored Pampered Chef, but man, I'll tell you what, if you don't have one of these, you are missing out. We actually have two of them. But look how much better that is. We got 13 minutes left. The veggies are all set. Waiting for the next step. We should be pulling that bread out, and you and I will be back together here in a second. Nice. Here we go. Let's check this out. I'm seeing this for the first time just like you are, guys. And it looks like it's supposed to, I believe. But I'm going to need two hands because that butter is welled up. So give me a second. And we're back. Guys, this is the closest thing to a loaf of bread I have had or made for 6 months. More than 6 months now. This is exciting for me. So we're going to let this cool down. Then we're going to pull this out of there. And then we're going to start to slice it, cube it, and get it ready for our stuffing. All right, so here we go. You didn't hear me taking it out. I was having such a good time because it looks great. The guy I watched the video, he said he had a hard time getting his out of the pan. Mine came right out. I just used this big spatula. Got a little bit of stuff still in there, but man, I said, would you look at that? Just look at that. Oh, would you look at that? So I'm going to go ahead and slice this, and I'll show you how it actually looks like bread. Let me grab a knife. All right, you spend all that money on Cutco, you might as well use it, right? I'm left-handed in this bad boy. Oh, listen to that. Would you look at that? Guys, look at that. I'm going to set this down for a second, and I'm going to show you how this legit... Guys, it's bread. It's freaking bread. But it's not. This is exciting. That's really hot. So, whew. I just cut myself a little slice of this. Cut a piece off. I'm going in for a taste, guys. It has a very similar texture. Sorry, I just spit a little. Of bread. Of cornbread. It's like a little bit dry, a little grainy. Pork rindy. I'm going to be excited to see what it tastes like with the actual stuffing made out of it, but yeah, it's not bad. So right now I'm just cubing it all. It's not bad for one-handed with a knife that'll cut your arm off, huh? And we're putting it in there. All right, we got it all cubed up. Now it's time to add our mushrooms and onions. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back with you. And I'm just giving that a stir in there. And now I'm going to put my favorite ingredient in, which my father always put in his stuffing. And that's pork sausage. This is with sage, I think. Where does it say that? Oh, right here, where my thumb is. Savory sage. Anyways, I got to use both hands for that. All right, I got it added in. I used about half of that sausage, and I just poured in about another 1/4 cup of the chicken broth. Now I'm going to move it into this pan where I took the... I got to use a bigger pan because I got more ingredients than I thought. So I took the leftover butter there, added some MCT oil, so we're going to move it in there real quick. Hold on. All right, so I ended up using the original pan as well because I had a little too much. So on top of this here, we're just going to hit it with a little bit more onion powder, a little bit more salt, a little bit more garlic, a little white pepper, and some more of this all seasoning. Again, not using sage because it's in the sausage, but guys, this is going to be good. We're going to go back in the oven for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Pro tip, clean up after yourself as you go. You won't be disappointed by doing that. It's a lot less stress to have to worry about it later on. And you have a minute. I mean, let's be real. We're going back in the oven for more than 1 hour. So take a minute, wash up your dishes, get the dishwasher loaded again. Less you got to do later, you know. We'll talk to you soon. And just like that, there we are. It was in the oven for about 55 minutes. I had to pull it out because I'm making some keto brownies for Heather. Right there, yep. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for about 5 minutes. You have to let it sit for 5 minutes, and then from there, I'll mix it up. I'll taste a little bit of it, make sure it's on point, and take it with us to share. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna be interested in it, but I know it literally is gonna check the box for me when it comes to stuffing. So I'm excited. I will post in the comments how it tastes because I really got to get going. But thank you so much for riding along with me today. God bless you all. I hope you have a great one. Bye for now.